When last we saw CNN's Kyung La, she was chasing Pennsylvania state lawmakers, not in Pennsylvania, but in Phoenix, Arizona. They were visiting the bogus ballot review going on there, apparently intent on trying something similar back home. In a moment, we'll be joined by Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor. But first, a new development in Arizona, fresh evidence that what Democrats and even some Republicans are calling a sham is precisely that. It comes from Arizona's Secretary of State, whose office has been documenting irregularities in the operation. Once again, CNN's Kyung La.
It's been a mystery from the start why the so-called audit workers all wear color-coded T-shirts. But two are in pink shirts. The nonpartisan observers, representing the Arizona Secretary of State's office, told by the company leading the audit that they need to wear them. Now, Secretary of State Katie Hobbs thinks she's figured it out.
What we've noticed is that they are using these shirts to label our observers as pinko commies, that the shirt made him look like a transgender, which I don't even know what that means.
So it's a joke?
I think this whole thing is a joke.
The pink shirts are one of the more eye-popping details in a summary report from Hobbs's office, detailing a slew of problems with his ballot review of Maricopa County's 2020 ballots. Observers noted more than a dozen serious problems, from an unattended and open security gate, errors with the software update used to examine ballots, so problematic they ditched it and went back to the old software, and a cell phone brought to the floor. Observers say that cell phone was carried by one of the leaders of the so-called audit, despite rules prohibiting them, and security using what appears to be an anti-spy detector daily on the Coliseum floor. And then there's this.
There were two instances where black pens were again on the counting floor.
Jen Fifield is an Arizona Republic reporter. Pen color is a big deal because blue and black pens can be used to alter ballots during an audit. She pointed it out weeks ago to the Cyber Ninjas, the hired contractor conducting the ballot exercise for the Arizona Senate.
He went and checked. He came back to me and said, you know what, we're going to remove the blue pens. We're going to use green pens instead.
So you noticed the problem before Cyber Ninjas did?
I did.
Does this strike you, as a reporter covering this, like a big deal?
It strikes me as showing that they may not have experience doing election audits before.
The Cyber Ninjas are a little-known tech company hired out of Florida for the so-called audit, a third review run by the Republican-controlled Arizona Senate, despite two previous audits conducted by Maricopa County. In response, audit spokesman Ken Bennett tells CNN that he, quote, laughed out loud when he read Hobbs's report, calling it, quote, untrue to inconsequential to a bunch of BS. He also called the observers biased, saying no one picked on them for the pink shirts. But Hobbs says her report seeks to rebut what she expects will be the final report from the Cyber Ninjas and Arizona Senate Republicans, the next chapter of the big lie.